Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at Benice92's Dragon Khadgar Mage. We've been seeing quite a lot of this deck. I think a lot of people were really excited about the aforementioned Khadgar, and excited about what he can do with Conjurer's Calling, with Power of Creation, using it as a kind of combo enabler in order to get a lot of value out of those cards. And it's been really exciting to see what a lot of those decks are trying to do. I think that we're slowly seeing things kind of solidify into two different variants of those big mages. One being a more minion-focused style, which is exactly what we've got going on here. The other being a bit more spell-focused, playing blizzards and flame strikes and things like that. Obviously, each deck has its pros and its cons. The cons of not having flame strike and blizzard in the deck is that there are a lot of go-wide decks out there. And unless you get a pretty good Dragon Maw Scorcher, or you get your Ziliaxes and your Scale Worms, and maybe you get an MC tech off, sit behind some Sun Fury protected up minions. Unless you have that, your opponent's probably going to be able to go wide and kill you before you really manage to get too much off. But the strength here is that, we have amazing assets like Book of Spectres, Fire Tree Witch Doctor, which really enable our Mountain Giants. So we can play a bit more of a mid-rangey game plan with the Mountain Giants and those kind of chunky 4 and 5 drops. Outside of that, we do have a lot of Boom Booms at the top end. We've got Astromancer, which is going to summon a random minion with a cost equal to our hand size, which is hopefully going to be pretty chunky because of these Book of Spectres. We can then hit the Astromancer with a Conjurer's Calling to hopefully upgrade it into a reasonable 7 mana minion. We've got Crowd Roasters in here, another great single target removal. I think as long as our opponents don't go too wide, or as long as they're not doing something bigger than what we're doing, which seems unlikely, I think we should be good. I think we are going to be in for some fun games regardless. Big shout out to Benice92 and who shared this deck? This was CGN_GG sharing that over on Hearthstone. And this is a top 20 legend deck, so I don't think we're going to be keeping an eye on many of these cards. We haven't played too much of these big Khadgar decks either to know what's good or what's not good. I guess the only thing that's notably absent is there's no Kalagos in this deck. But given the lack of spells, I think that's totally fine. Regardless, let's jump into some games. And like we always say, we're looking for those learns, not so much the wins. So let's get them. Okay, we're here with Benice92's Khadgar, Dragon Khadgar Mage. Did manage to pull up a mulligan a mulligan win rate table from hsreplay.net. Of course, mentions that the cards that we are looking for are Book of Spectres, Mountain Giant, Twilight Drake, and Fire Tree Witch Doctor, Conjurer's Calling as well. So we've got the Twilight Drake, we'll send everything else back. I think it's definitely understandable that Book of Spectres is the highest win rate card in this deck. It is a 2 mana draw 3, and having those extra cards in your hand really sets up the rest of the game. Cheshire, welcome. Cheshire, fantastic Magic content creator. Definitely go check them out. If you're into Magic Arena, into some Commander. Sounds like the sickness is almost gone. Hopefully it gets gone soon. Terrible day to have a sickness. Okay, Evil Miscreant. Yeah. We do have Alex Straza in this deck, so I think we're more concerned about clearing out the minions, not dying. But yeah, Cheshire Human Mustard is an old school Magic player. Been playing for a while. Plays a bit of Arena too. Alright, if our opponent has a sap here, things are going to look terrible for us. But we do have Ziliax. Dragon Maw Scorcher possibly for those lackeys. Uh-oh. That might have goofed our opponent more than us. Even though our deck is mostly minions. I was home now. Well, welcome home. Got anything planned for the weekend? Anyone got anything amazing planned for the weekend? I myself will be playing a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons. Very excited to do that. We had a little bit of a break last week. Excited to be getting back into some Curse of Strahd. Alright. It's pretty easy Ziliax here.
Precision.
Playing some PUBG and chills. Very good. Cheshire, are you a bit of a, are you an old school WoW kind of guy? You interested in Classic at all, or did you avoid that with that plague? Okay, going for the trade here. I think that's pretty smart. Otherwise we would have gotten a good clear with this Dragon Maw Scorcher next turn. Which I think we're still going to go for. This lad is quite chunky, which will make it maybe a little bit difficult for this Waggle pick to clear. I did play it, didn't like it. Wow. Hot takes, hot takes. So you're not interested in Classic at all? Redoing the front garden. We'll play D&D next weekend. You excited?
I take this.
Now next turn, the question is, do we want to fire off a Crowd Roaster to deal with this Henchclan Burglar? Or do we want to go for an Astromancer for 6?
Oh, up to no good. Me too.
I think Astromancer for 6 might actually be okay. Haven't played WoW in like 2 years. Yeah. Alright, I think we're going to go for the Astromancer.
My calculations are flawless.
Good 6. Yeah, I took a bit of a long break from WoW as well. Skipped Mists of Pandaria and oh my gosh, these spell ones. This is very scary. I mean, this cut is the most scary one. If our opponent picks up like Blizzards and Frost Novas, that will probably put us out of the game. Subscriptions just suck money. That they do.
Ha, this guy's toast.
I guess these days I just don't have the enough time to spend on a game like WoW.
How much is this worth to you?
I don't have enough time to spend on it to kind of warrant the subscription. Alright. So, we got some choices here. We can Astromancer for another 6. We can Crowd Roaster to take care of one of these things and then also trade in. Would mean that we do get quite low. We could just go for Power of Creation, which we might actually be able to find a Taunt, which could actually stabilize us. But we lose the power of maybe going for it with Khadgar later. I think we're just going to go for the Power of Creation. Yep.
Amazing.
Not sure if that's an amazing because we found a taunt. I mean, there's a lot of 6-drop taunts. I used to raid all the grinding and for what? Bragging rights? I mean, honestly, if you're playing a game and you're not enjoying it, like,
Blood and plunder.
yeah, I mean, if you don't think WoW had genuinely fun gameplay, or for yourself that it wasn't fun gameplay, then yeah, absolutely, not be paid for it. But there are a lot of people out there, I mean, myself included. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun raiding, and it was less about the like bragging rights aspect, and it was more about the operating all together. You know, trying to get 10, 25, 40 people cohesively doing things. That was fun. Okay. So we could go Khadgar Astromancer. We get 2 5s. Could even trade with Savannah Highmane and we get fill our board with
We must band together,
My
united
calculations
toward
are flawless. Double compass, Verano extra. Star Whip, High Mountain Ice, double compass, Verano extra. Banana Spice coming right up.
well, we don't get any extra hyenas. But we do have a board here, so we'll see if our opponent can kill us from here. And if not, I think we'll be able to stabilize behind like Crowd Roaster, Sun Fury Protector. Which is possibly what we should have done last turn. I guess there was also the line of us going like Khadgar, trade, Twilight Drake. Sorry, Twilight Drake, Khadgar, trade, Sun Fury Protector on a hyena and a Twilight Drake. I think in hindsight, that's the play that I would have gone for. Opponent kills the Khadgar. Gets another spell.
From nothing, power.
We're pretty close to lethal here, though, with this Alexstrasza.
Swiftly.
Yeah, that's why I stopped. Ooh, there you go. Have you ever enjoyed a subscription-based game?
Oh, up to no good. Me too.
Mountain Giant. This card is definitely going to get worse the longer it sits in our hand. Yeah, let's get him out there.
Name, please. Name, please.
Probably should have taunted up the 2 toughness one instead. I used to enjoy WoW, but after a while it became a grind. I feel you. Yeah. There are definitely have been moments in that game where the grinding definitely does outweigh the fun.
I wonder.
But that being said, I haven't played too many other subscription MMOs, like for longer than maybe like a free trial in 1 month or something. I want to book a Spectres. See ya. See ya. This raiding party for 1? Okay.
Smart
Cool.
moves. I concede.
Interesting. I guess that's one of the deceptive things about a lot of these rogue decks is that even though they seem to have a lot of cards and a lot of advantage, they actually don't play too much of a top end unless they're some kind of like togwaggly version. But yeah, that's I was just so I genuinely thought our opponent had a lot more resources and that we were probably going to have to control that game for the next couple of turns, but I guess they didn't have anything or they shame conceded. So GG's. Alright, up here against the Druid with Benice92's Khadgar Mage. We're going to send all of this back, even though obviously having a 2-drop would be quite good. I think we do want to hit our higher value 2-drops. We want to hit those Book of Spectres, we want to hit those Twilight Drakes, Fire Tree Witch Doctors and things like that. We got our Mountain Giant and we got a Fire Tree Witch Doctor with a dragon, so this is looking okay.
This be our neck of the woods.
I don't think we'll coin this Fire Tree Witch Doctor. We might want to coin that this Dragon Maw Scorcher at some point. Maybe we can get our opponent's like Whispering Woods turn. But this is looking terrible. I think... ooh, MC Tech's great, though. One of the things... ooh, okay. We're gonna hope. We're gonna go for the Flame Strike, and we're gonna hope. One of the things when we were playing the Token Druid deck is that this matchup seemed incredibly good.
Engaging TC-130 mental dislocator.
That's the one that we wanted. This dude got like 9 bombs in my deck earlier. Still got him though because my Cutlass was a 12-9. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that seems like it would be pretty gas. Like Steel Rogue up against that. Hmm. It was tempting to coin this Dragonmaw Scorcher out. However, I do really think our opponent might have a Whispering Woods. I think if we go for like Scorcher and then they have it, we're gonna feel real bad. Oh yeah, this looks like the original version of this deck. I think we'll go Ironbeak our ping here. We do want to get out something before they
This be our neck of the woods.
they forests. They summon all the treants. Because we will have to Flame Strike after that. Double Crystal Song Portal. Oh, but now they have minions in their hand. That's unfortunate. So maybe we go for the Mountain Giant this turn. Yeah. Get him out there. See what the play is here. Hopefully it's like Whispering Woods.
Free your mind.
Steladris. Okay. Now what happens? Okay. Well, we have to kill this. So I think we'll MC Tech. MC Tech Scale Worm. That was a great draw. I'll have a Steladris, please. The hope here is that they go for the Forest Aid now. We Flame Strike it, Alpha them for over half their life total, and then they just can't get back into the game. Funky Monkey, yo Tommy Wave, how's it going today? We're going really well. It's a public holiday here in Australia. It's great weather. We got some sick decks today. Very good. Ooh, do we coin this Book of Spectres out first? Yeah, let's do that. Whoops. Love MCT, by the way. So strong in this meta with all the summons and tokens. I absolutely agree. The first time we got MC teched, when we were playing, I think we were playing a version of Token Druid, I was like, oh yeah, that's something we got to look out for. Our opponent did the smart move last turn and traded with the Scale Boy. Ooh, Mulch Muncher. That's a good one to get off of the Crystal Song portal. Varga. Got a spell? No spells. Behold the might of Stormwind. Alright, what's the play here? I think we go Power of Creation. Yuck.
Find your balance.
At least this represents 16 damage. What holiday is it? Good Friday? I think. The Friday before Easter, right?
I can't win them all.
2 mana draw one seems good. Yeah. I'm glad that this game kind of played as we kind of had it planned out in our head. I think with the Flame Strike, getting on board, hoping our opponent goes for the Forest Aid, hitting the Flame Strike, attacking in. Our opponent still played quite well around it. But yeah, it definitely goes to show you that this deck might actually have a bit of a better matchup against Token Druid than we thought, but it really does rely on hitting those MC techs, hitting those the scale worms, and getting a little bit lucky. So GG's, well played to our opponent. Okay, we're here with the Khadgar Mage. We've got our Twilight Drake. Send everything else back. Great hand. I feel like we've been getting pretty lucky with these mulligans with this deck. And Mountain Giant? Are you kidding me? Maybe this deck is just full of good cards. And every time we draw one, we're like, oh my gosh.
I see a vision in the flames.
Against Rogue. Take this Flame Strike. It was tempting to take that Icicle just to have a little bit of something to do over the next couple of turns. Particularly, I think turn 5 might be a bit iffy if we don't get this Mountain Giant out. But 2 damage is really awkward against Rogue. We want to look for like 3 or above. I think if that was a Frostbolt instead of an Icicle, we'd have snapped it off. Ooh. Don't mind if I do.
Prophecy.
Even though obviously this is better against the Waggle pick. The fact that our opponent didn't use that dagger might mean that they were planning on getting a Deadly Poison down. I don't know what to do with life. Guess I gotta start playing Wild. Yeah. I mean, for a Togwaggle fiend such as yourself. Question is, what do we do here? Do we go Fire Tree Witch Doctor? Ping? Do we get the Twilight Drake out? Do you want to go for this Witch Doctor, actually? We will take the Frostbolt this turn, though. I think taking the Frost Nova is actually pretty reasonable. We could potentially, you know, bait our opponent into extending into the Flame Strike. Though I don't know if our opponent would pick that we're on Dragons, which means we don't have Flame Strike in the main. There's the Deadly Poison. Most Rogues don't do much before turn 3, so Dagger is normal. That's true. Yeah, maybe we should have saved the Swampers for something like this. Interesting. We could Frostbolt ping. We could Zilliax.
What to do? What to do?
Trade. We are on full health, so I think Frostbolt ping is going to be a bit of play. We'll trade with this, so our opponent can't get more value with the dagger. Next turn we can ping this. Maybe deploy our Twilight Drake. The question, though, was not the daggering up, it was the not hitting face with the dagger, but I agree with Funk. Yeah, that I think was more my... it's just curious to not do that, especially with a deck with Waggle Pick and things like that, but... Alright, Dragon Maw Scorcher, let's go. That ain't it.
Job done.
Alright, we're kind of getting into our element here. Don't know how good this MC Tech is going to be. Prep Fan. Oh. Hmm. Oh, yummy. Yum, yum, yummy.
Unity, precision, cruelty.
Better lucky than good, friends. Better lucky than good. It's a Vendetta. Backstab? Obvious. Okay, our opponent is in there. Let's see what they're gonna do. Better draw Myras. Oh my gosh. Please no. Ah, it's so close. I think we do go for it though. So they have pick. Maybe it's like pick, then some combination of like the one Dread Corsair that's left, the one South Sea Deckhand, and the green skin.
Oh, up to no good.
Now two lackeys.
Blood and plunder.
Okay. So it's tempting to trade Conjurer's Calling. Drop down a Twilight Drake. We could also just trade Crowd Roaster. But I think we want a Conjurer's Calling. We're so light, it's like 50-50 to hit a taunt. Oh, we could even just have Conjured Calling twice. That actually would have been, I think, the better play. In hindsight, that's the safer play, I think. Dang, I wish I was as skilled at top decking as Tommy Wave. You'll never be. You'll never learn my skills. Pretty good. That might be the best betrayal I've ever seen. Can our opponent kill this mountain giant this turn, though? They've still got one lackey and one unknown.
Bubble, bubble.
Close the gates.
Drink up me arse.
Oh, they got the green skin. Cool. So I think we want to Flame Strike this turn, and we probably want to Conjurer's Calling this. Do we have lethal at all? Can we have 2 more damage anywhere? Doesn't look like it. We could go for the MC tech. But our opponent won't give us the option. But yeah, I think we got pretty lucky that game. Good top decks. But yeah, I'm just surprised at how well this deck is performing against a lot of these more early game focused decks. Opponent did everything they could to stay in that game and actually had a pretty grindy draw. They did well. Unfortunately, they did hit 2 Fan of Knives, which is this is definitely not the matchup for Fan of Knives. Well played though. GG's. Alright, we are here with Benice92's Khadgar Mage. Ultimately, I don't think I'd change anything about this deck. I think in the future things might change, like if we see significantly less rogues and warriors around, we might want to cut these acidic swamp oozers. Although in saying that, it could also be the case that we want to try getting a Harrison Jones in here, just because it does give us a bit of draw, and it comes down a bit later, so, you know, we can actually... we don't have to make the choice of do we deploy the acidic swamp ooze just to get on board and just to do things. We can kind of wait until our opponent hits the waggle pick and then we hit them with the Harrison. So I think that's maybe the only change I'd consider making is cutting something. Maybe the Iron Beak Owl, maybe one of the swamp oozes, getting a Harrison Jones in here. Other than that, it's tremendous. I think if you're a control player or you love big spell mage, maybe you are a handlock player, this is the deck for you. I think it functions pretty similarly and has a whole bunch of powerful things you can do, especially with Conjurer's Calling Mountain Giant, and the 50-50 chance of getting a taunt, a 7-8 taunt out of it, is just amazing. Really like this deck. But yeah, if you are watching on YouTube, all links are in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article. Please jump over there, give Benice, and who uploaded this deck again? It was CGNGG. Give them a +1, leave a lovely thoughtful comment like I know you would. And until next time, please stay safe, stay wavy, eat the rich, and get big. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.